republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We start off public comment and public comment.
Public comment, I have a question. See on your agenda, you have a resolution to set a meeting for May 5th to discuss the adoption of the new and amended zoning law. Is that amendments now available anywhere?
The zoning is still not released yet.
We're going to have a meeting on May 5th, and we haven't released the documents yet?
That's the public hearing for the zoning and the comp together, and the zoning has not been released yet. Our planner is still revising our final comments.
When will the zoning changes that are proposed be available? And will they be available prior to the meeting on May 5th?
It will be available prior to the meeting on May 5th.
Will it be posted on the website?
It will be posted on the website.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other public comment? Three items for discussion. Just an update on the extravaganza event. Ran very well. Did very well with it. A lot of cars, a lot of people, a ton of people, and no issues anywhere from that. Orange and Rockland, we've contacted them, and they're going to work with us, giving us credit for any of the lights that are not working, or in the future are not working. The Washingtonville Kiwanis Club spring cleanup is Saturday, April 26th at Burn Allen Park at 9 o'clock in the morning. The village will provide trash bags and gloves. I'm going to get into resolutions. First one is Resolution 250022 to approve the purchase of a Honeywell alarm panel and keypad, basically a silent alarm system from DMS Technical Design, LLC, in the amount not to exceed $1,358.90 for Village Hall. Any other motion?
Motion.
Any passes 4-0-1.
You didn't
No
vote.
vote yet. We just have the motions.
I'm sorry. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1. Next one, Resolution 25-0023 to approve the purchase of a copper press tool crimping kit for the DPW in the amount not to exceed $3,829.99 from Tool Factory Outlet. They were the cheapest of the three estimates we got. We have a motion.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask you a question?
Who made
I
the
thought we
motion?
were watching the, is there something special about this one? Because you can buy like a home usable one for like $250 equipment.
We looked, it's a special tool,
Is it for iron or something? Is it because it's iron?
some with the water meters.
It has to do if, for the water meters, when the valves don't work, and we have to do adjustments to it, they can crimp it. And it covers the 1-inch pipes up to the 2-inch pipes, 2.5-inch
Okay,
pipes.
so it's not the normal.
Right, it's a variable size one.
Is that the only one? We only have one, the village only owns one?
Pardon?
The village only owns one of these?
We don't own any right now.
Oh, okay.
But we're starting to change all the water meters and everything. So. And we did get, three estimates.
Because that's a very high-end
Yeah.
equipment.
It's a very specialized tool.
All right.
We didn't vote. Did we vote on that?
Yeah.
Resolution 25-0024, to approve the purchase of a folding machine from Formax Company in the amount not to exceed $13,815. This cost is New York State contract bid pricing and will be divided by the three funds. Do I have a motion? Move second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1. Next one, to approve, 25-0025, to approve the purchase of a FOB, which is Fob Access System for Village Hall in the amount not to exceed $10,767.15 from DMS Technical Design. This is basically gonna go away from the old key type, and it would just be a fob to get into certain areas. Do you have a motion?
Motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 25-0026, to authorize approval for the repair of garage doors located on the Department of Public Works building from Dutchess Overhead Door Company at an amount not to exceed $6,225. May I have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 25-0027, to schedule a public hearing to consider adoption of the village comprehensive plan and amendments to chapter 315, which is zoning, to be held on Monday, May 5th, 2025 at 7 p.m. at Village Hall. Have a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
Motion passes. All in favor?
Aye.
4-0-1. Next one is Resolution 25-0028, to authorize Millennium Strategies LLC to prepare and submit a grant application on behalf of the Village of Washingtonville through the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, water quality improvement grant regarding Spindler Wells, High Grove Wells, and a vacuum truck at a fee of $4,500, and to authorize Mayor Thomas DeVinco to sign the project agreement. I have a motion. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion passes.
Motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 25-0029, to declare surplus and of no value to the Village of Washingtonville the following two damaged radar street signs. Elon City, Evalis, serial number 975D like David, and Elon City, Evalis, serial number 50 A like Apple 7. I have a motion. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1. To authorize budget transfers of Resolution 25-0030, to authorize budget transfers and amendments as necessary to effect necessary transfer of funds and to pay village warrants. Those numbers are coming out of the A fund is $33,600.18, and out of the water fund, $5,317.04. And there was nothing for sewer these two past weeks. Have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1. The next one, we decided we're gonna table that one, until probably the next meeting, so we can discuss it further. The next one on here is, resolution 25-0032, to adopt a bond resolution authorizing the issuance of bonds in a principal amount not to exceed $730,000 to finance the construction of road improvements, drainage and paving project from Route 94 up North Street to Tolman Road. Yeah, we should say toward the road. And the first driveway located at Taft Elementary School, stating the estimate maximum cost thereof is $730,000 and appropriating said amount for such purpose. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1. Sorry. Next one is resolution 25-0033, to authorize the village clerk to advertise for bids regarding drainage work on North Street to Wayburn Boulevard. Bid dates will be set by the village engineer and village clerk. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Any all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Last one is resolution 25-0034, to appoint the village board as lead agency and to accept the completed SECRA environmental assessment plan, EAF, regarding Sewell Park project. Have a motion?
Before you do that, did we, pardon me if I don't remember this, did we pass a resolution declaring our intent to be lead agency more than 30 days ago?
I'm not positive.
If we didn't, we need to do that first. Under New York law, we have to declare our intent to become lead agency first, circulate it.
Appoint the village board as lead agency.
Correct, but
It has to be, so then we can't accept it for 30 days?
correct.
Oh,
You,
So
we
this
have
is
to, you
in
have
two
to,
parts.
you have to adopt a resolution to declare your intent to be lead agency, circulate it to the relevant boards. It could also
30
be,
days prior to actually.
30 days prior.
accepting the-
they're not gonna send anything almost certainly, but you still have to follow that step, assuming this is a type 1 or an unlisted seeker action. And I don't have the seeker forms in front of me.
And I don't remember declaring ourselves as lead agency for.
Yeah, you'll need to do that first.
Does anybody know to do it now?
Yeah. So you're changing the resolution to declare your intent to be lead agency for the seeker purposes.
Okay.
Okay, can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution passes 4-0-1. Okay, this is the end, and we need to go into executive session.
Public comment.
All right, so everybody have anything they want to say?
Michael.
Okay,
Mike Graziano, 3 Lark Street. First thing I want to do is preface my comments to the board, saying I really appreciate everything you guys do, and I know you guys do a lot for our village. Yes, that's why I want to preface it that way. Okay? And I don't want you to say, like, darn, no matter what we do, there's always somebody who's not happy. That's not the case at all. But I do want to bring up some issues that I'd like to see where we can go with them, okay? I brought up, okay, so what happens is the public makes comments or suggestions. They get discussed at that meeting, but then they have to be followed up 3 months, 6 months later, because we don't know if any action's been taken on it. And I'll give you an example. Crosswalks. I know Tom had said that the state was going to do crosswalk buttons. I know Tom said the state was going to do an upgrade on that. I know one button's been replaced in the village with a new arrow or something like that, but the others have not. The other day I was walking from Money Lunch Company towards the village, I was gonna go across Brotherhood Plaza Drive, hit the button that thinks it would be obvious that you're gonna cross Brotherhood Plaza Drive, and what gives me the walk signal, we're gonna cross 94. It's definitely not intuitive, and it needs to be fixed, okay? Another thing that I brought up probably a year or two ago, no, probably about a year ago, do not block the box. We talked about North Street, and we talked about the dance studio, where they put pavement markings to prevent people from blocking North Street. What happens is you come down 208 South, and you take a left, and then you try to take a left onto North Street, people are blocking the intersection. We need those markings to prevent that from happening. Once again, this is something I raised a long time ago. There's still a problem with a commercial business on Larch Street. I know you guys addressed that, but I have video and stuff where they're bringing in a backhoe on the trailer. They still have firewood that they're cutting up and selling, I assume, and it's not completely resolved. I thought it was, but they're still coming in. Like I said, I have
We
video.
were told he
If
rented
you'd
another
like to
place.
see that.
He did rent another place.
Yes, I
and
know he
There's still
did.
activity going on.
There's still activity.
Okay.
They're still bringing in a backhoe every now and then. It's not as bad as it used to be, but there's still, and I understand a neighbor up the street had come down and talked to the village about this about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I don't know the outcome. I never spoke to this gentleman about it, but I know he came down from what I've been told. So I'd like to just follow up on that as well.
That wasn't brought to my attention, and I
yeah.
do meet with the building department, so
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
follow up.
Okay, thank you. The other issue I want to talk about is the entrance to the Washington Hill Cemetery. Not from North Street, but from 208. That gate is now closed and locked, okay? I assume that is a right-of-way going into that cemetery. If you're gonna lock the gate, I think what we should do is at least make a pedestrian gate so people could walk through there. Right now, you can't get through there. You either have to walk around, whatever. It's just, a lot of people do walk through there. I know a number of people that when we walk through there, we see people and stuff, but you can't get out that way anymore.
This is the 208 entrance? you said?
208 entrance, yep.
So
It's-
Mike, sorry, I'll let you finish, go ahead, I can give you some.
Okay, no, that's okay, I just have, okay, so that's that. Okay, so what I'd like to ask the board is that when we make suggestions, you guys are more than welcome to say whether or not you wanna adopt those ideas. You guys can discuss it, get back to us in 2 weeks or a month, maybe 2 meetings or something. But I'd like to keep a list of these things on the agenda and give us a status update to say crosswalk signals, we called the state and they're working on it. And then maybe next meeting or 2 meetings or 3 meetings from now, no action by the state, something like that. Or the state's working on it. So, or, we're working on getting the, what was the other thing? They do not block the box, like something like that, where we are with these issues, because I don't really want to, and I'm sure nobody else does, want to bring these things up time and time again, because you feel kind of silly. So I would just ask that, so what I'd like to do is just discuss those issues, right? Do we have any word on the cross buttons? The
Tom's
buttons?
been handling that, I know he did talk to the state, they said they were gonna take care of it, and that's as far as I know.
Okay,
I
yeah,
know
but
they
you see,
did
that's,
fix one, like you just said.
yeah,
I
that's
don't know
something.
why they
that-
didn't do them all at the same time, it's beyond me.
Okay, that's something that we really need to try to get some more action from the state. If they're not following through,
Good luck
we
with
need
that.
to,
You know how hard it
we
is.
need to be on the phone with them and asking them. What did you want to say, Sue?
In regards to the cemetery, because I've been back and forth with the group that helps maintain it and does all the work for the historical markers. So the cemetery is still under control by the church. The church had requested that those gates be locked, because what was happening is people in cars were cutting through the cemetery to avoid the light in town.
Okay.
That's why it's gated closed.
I have that written down, however, that cannot be the case because there's been a green dumpster there that the people that have been in front of that gate that I have to walk around when the thing was open. So that hasn't happened.
But it's not up to us to lock it or get it unlocked. That's the church that's doing it, it's
Well-
not the village.
Isn't that, has nothing to do with the village?
Nothing
The
whatsoever,
Washington Cemetery?
nothing,
Nothing? Okay. So there's not a right of way there or anything?
nope.
All right.
I spent a lot of time researching it, so.
So did we suggest to them that they maybe just leave a walkway through so people can go through?
Listen, I asked too, I said, well, you know, what if we put into stanchions, left it open?
Yep.
And the end of the day is that the church will not give up control of the cemetery to the preservation group
Okay.
that maintains it. They've been trying for 5-6 years now to have the cemetery turned over to them. It's strictly, I would, you
Okay,
know,
I'll follow up with them. I'll follow
Yeah.
up with them and I'll ask them. I'll ask them why they won't consider just putting a walkway through there.
or putting up 2 stanchions.
Just two
So
stanchions.
you can't drive through it, but you can
Exactly.
walk through it.
Yeah.
You know, they can put up half lolly columns like we do in front of boilers. The
Yeah.
car's not gonna ram through that, it's concrete filled lolly column.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay. So just to summarize, like some of the issues that we raised, I would just like to see it on the agenda after you guys decide whether or not you even want to pursue it. If you say to me, Mike, we're not going to talk about the, we're closing that issue out, whatever it may be, or whoever it is, we're going to close that issue out, we're not going to pursue it, that's fine. If you guys decide that, that's fine, you're the board. But if we do decide to pursue it, and we should keep it on an agenda so we get an update on it until the issue is resolved, because I think things happen to fall off sometimes and they get lost. All right?
What you're saying is not a bad idea, and, you know, we try to do everything a resident is asking.
Oh, I know you guys do.
And
And
Absolutely.
we'll handle it by getting back to the resident. We take notes every time there's a public comment that we need to pursue and follow up on, and then we contact the resident that brought it up.
Yeah,
And you know, because we've done that
Yes.
with you as well.
I know you guys have, but I think it would be better if it's on the agenda, this way people are aware of it. Is that possible?
Chris,
I mean,
is that,
if the list gets,
can
if the
we
list
add
gets out
every
of
public
control.
comment onto the agenda for, on a discussion?
I mean, theoretically, you could, I don't know that I would suggest it.
Yeah, all right, we'll discuss,
Yeah.
we'll
Okay,
talk
yeah.
about it
Yeah.
and see if it's feasible, realistic.
Mhm.
Because you know how many comments we get sometimes in one meeting? You know.
I mean, this has been a good one.
This is quiet tonight, but there are times where our meeting could be done in 30 minutes, and we're here an hour and a half, because the rest of it was public comment, so I guess it depends on what makes sense and that type of a thing. I'll talk to Tom about it.
All right.
Good suggestion.
Right, it is a good suggestion.
Anybody else have a public comment? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Bill Gray,
Bill?
Washington. So Steve, just for continuity, police country? Just for
Sorry.
continuity, meeting to meeting, police country?
Oh.
We have a meeting 28th, 29th of this month. Hopefully we'll close it out then. We're trying. I mean, the numbers of all that stuff is done, it's legal BS. You can blame him or his boss for that.
His industry.
What, me?
Seems to be hiding.
I mean, I get blamed for everything else.
It was easier. Brian's not here, so.
Yeah.
Is he?
No.
Oh,
Was it Frank?
no.
No, not that.
Your voice.
Listen,
He's got a gun, he doesn't hide.
I've done nothing with the contract, so,
I understood.
yeah.
Anybody else have any public comment? Going once, going twice? None. Okay, so we need to go into an executive session.
Motion
The motion and the purpose.
Personnel reasons.
Personnel reasons, okay.
So motion to go into executive session. Second,
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.